I'm telling you, I know it's Jester's Fest, but you did not have to put the whoopee cushion on my chair. Like, I sat down and everybody in the tavern heard it. Mm. Oh my goodness. You didn't even invite me along for that. There's no peanut audio right now, by the way. Oh no! No! Oh boy. So it was a one-sided conversation about whoopee cushions and a little bit of pork, which is awkward. uh, oh no. Uh, it's
All right.
okay. We're doing
Shall
great.
we shall we attempt this intro again?
This is why they come to the live shows.
This is the best part about our live shows. Luna
Honestly, it
Reigns,
is.
hello. Welcome everybody. Yes, that was our absolutely terrible intro that you're going to have to listen to on the recorded episode when we release it on the podcast because we're not doing it again. But welcome everybody. We're glad you're here. Yes, surprise. We have arrived in the tavern at the last possible second
That's
to
right.
talk to you about some absolutely fantastic things. Yes. Cheers to you, friends. Happy Carnival. No, not Carnival. Happy.
I mean,
It's a carnival. Yeah.
Jester's Fest
Jester's Festival. Happy Jester's
and
Festival to everybody.
Carnival, apparently.
Jester's Fest, Carnival, Party Poppers.
Traylon says professional streamers, everyone.
Only the
Professional
best when
streamers.
you come to the Loreseekers ESO live. For those of you guys that are listening on the podcast, we do our episodes live on the Twitch channel at Loreseekers ESO. Head on over there next time we're live. Drop in, and you're going to see all the shenanigans and hear some stuff that you're not going to hear on the podcast because we're really good at editing.
We never said that the shows were good, but they are fun.
Indeed, they are. My goodness,
Uh,
Bacon. It has been what, like a week and a half? Have we
yeah,
done
well,
it? Have we done it?
we're almost bi-weekly. Or
Nearly.
not bi-weekly, by
No,
month.
bi-weekly. Bi-weekly means
Every
both.
couple. Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah, well,
The
sort of. There was like a little bit of a weird lull because we like recorded, but then we didn't release it until a little while later. But then we're kind of almost on track to that right now.
What I can tell
So,
you is that February had 3 releases.
yes.
March had 3 releases. So we're getting better. You remember that one time when we said we were going to release everything monthly, and then we had like 2.5 months between episodes when we
Well,
started?
yeah, that's because life was lifing hard.
Yeah.
So,
And then all of a sudden, things started rolling, and we were like, okay, now we're getting like stuff out. I mean, we're almost original lore seekers. Well, I mean, we
don't
are original.
scare,
We are OGs.
don't scare it away, okay?
You know what? I'm not gonna. I'm
I
just gonna
I
stop.
I went through a lot today to be sitting in this chair.
I would like to say that I did a lot of things today, but I absolutely did not. I sat in a chair in a truck all day.
Hmm.
On the note of things we've been doing, Bacon, what have you been up to since we last sat here at this table?
Well, I have been turning my Willow Pond into a Bosmer Haven. Yes. Thanks to Mr. Minwee Pro, I have the Dawnwood Snug Pod, and it made me really happy. And it is currently in the middle of my lake, in the middle of the Willow Pond. So I've been doing that and then adding some other, I think probably sort of finishing touches to that place. I've got to actually get over and get the one building filled up because I'm going to put a tavern in one of our buildings that's there. So I hope that I have enough furnishing space left. We'll have to see. And yes, I also, I, I just want to say you're gonna be so proud. I finished the Westweald main quest.
Get out of town.
I did.
You shut up.
I like had an entire day almost of questing, and I finished Westfield, and I also did Zareth Var's quests. And so now I have officially gotten Zareth Var so that he can hang out in my home, and I also know what happened to Athelia. No spoilers. But both made me a little emotional inside because I actually really, really like both of those characters. So it was good stuff. Yeah.
So we can
Bit of an
finally say
emotional
that
wreck.
you have officially caught up to Peanut.
I have
You
for the
haven't. I'm
Westfield.
so far behind you. So far behind. You know, remember when I was saying I was doing the reach questing?
Yeah.
I haven't touched it since I said that I was doing the reach questing.
Peanut.
I know. I'm terrible. Absolutely.
That's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I did that. I also did a little bit of the Vengeance campaign because we've had that PvP test going on. So did that with a few Loreseekers. There was a night that I was in there with Minwee, and then there was a night that Courting and Minwee and I went in, and we had a great time doing that. It was utter chaos. There were people everywhere, tons of siege, did some golden pursuits, really slow mounts. Lots of fun things happening in the Vengeance campaign. It was a good time because there was one moment where Sejanus was under siege for well over an hour from all three alliances, and nobody could flip it. It was just like a constant turnover, and it was just mass chaos. And so we actually ended up leaving there because we needed to do the cities for the Golden Pursuit. So
Yeah.
we went all the way up to Bruma and did Bruma, but then we were like, there's nobody up here. Everybody's busy down in that other part of the map. So let's just start like sieging the wall at Dragonclaw to see if we can get the siege damage. And it was hilarious because then the zone chat is like, whoever is sieging Dragonclaw, you are an idiot. And we all started laughing. And then the other thing too is we did have another player from an opposing alliance show up, and they just like stood next to us and watched us siege the wall and just stood there, like
I'm not
rode after
gaining
us.
anything from this or
They were
losing
just like,
anything, so.
it was like one of these. They were like, oh yeah, go, you guys go. Yeah, you do the thing. And then a few other people like popped up inside the keep and were like, time to leave. So we all packed up our stuff and left. But
Get up out of Dodge.
we're like, time to leave now. So it was a fun time. We had a lot of fun in the Vengeance campaign while it was going on. I hope they got some really good data from that because it was good. Yeah. Other than that, just been doing the Jester's Fest for tickets. Been trying to earn some of the new things. I've gotten a couple of the furnishings and stuff out of there. I've gotten a few of the Alliance like style page things that are happening, and that's, I think, pretty much it. I've been playing inventory management online over on PlayStation because,
Wow.
yeah. That's it. What about you, Mr. Toasty Peanut?
I've been sailing the dark side seas of dark side since Friday. I just went right into my RP accent there, and it was absolutely atrociously terrible. No, that's not actually what I sound like when I roleplay, I promise. No, I have been sailing the seas of dark side since Friday. The new Season 7.0 launched for us, so I've been kind of shifting over to some of my roleplay, piracy shenanigans with a few people. There's a couple lore seekers that are in there as well. But I also had an opportunity to finally, it's been quite some time, but I did it. I did a full month of logins.
I am so proud of you. I'm
Usually
so
there's
proud of
some
you.
day where I'm just too tired to get up and like actually log into the game, so I don't log in. But last month I actually logged in every single day, collected my rewards, and most of those days I also did my daily tribute. And I've also been gathering tickets for Jester's Festival, which has been fun.
Good for you.
I killed a pig. That's what I do.
Did you at least get like something good from it? Other than
You know what?
rotten apples?
Other than the rotten apples, I actually have gotten a few of the drops, which has been nice. Pretty much every single one of the boxes, I've gotten one of the style pages I needed. And then I've already got the additional piece that we needed for the year-long Morphable. So that I got, like, first thing, I had 10 tickets still sitting in from the last event that we did, so I quickly bought that. And then I've just been buying other things that are in there. So, yeah. It's been enjoyable. Been quite enjoyable, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
You know what else is really enjoyable?
What?
The fact that it's another week. We're sitting in these chairs, and this week on the episode, what we're going to be talking about is a bunch of really new fun stuff. We're going to talk about some new crates, the April Survival Guide, and Crazy's right there. There. She's right there. But
I'm
we're
here.
also going to talk a wall of crazy. We're going to talk a little bit about perhaps some stuff that we think might be coming up in April. Because as you guys
Only
all
a few
know,
days.
on April, what is it?
10?
They're going to be announcing the new content for 2025. So we're going to get a glimpse to see what exactly it is that they're going to be doing, what they're releasing, all that kind of fun stuff. So stay tuned. Strap your butt to your seat and put your eyes to your screen if you're joining us live at Loreseekers ESO on Twitch. And get ready because we're going to just break everything down and have a ton of fun and talk some absolute wild and crazy stuff. But first, before we get into that, we need to talk some news because since we last went live, there's been some new stuff that's shown up. So let's transition over to this little window right here. And you guys get to be blessed by my absolutely fantastic skills of on-the-fly stuff. We're going to talk about Carnival crown crates. First things first. Going in the thing, opening it up, and boom. Look at that. See, it just shows up. Don't you love how quickly I can do this stuff?
I am impressed always because I had to learn that on the fly. It was not as good.
It's
was a little bit
definitely
of
a challenge
pressure.
to learn on the fly.
Different pressure, though.
Absolutely.
little bit different situation.
Yeah, no, 100%. So, as you know, I'm a very big fan of Crown Crates, so a new season of Crown Crates is always a big, happy moment for me. But let's talk celebrate Sanguine with new Carnival Crown Crates. There's lots of fun stuff in this thing, including Bacon's favorite new thing that is in there.
What's
the first
that?
thing on the list right there. You know, the little dancing and the leaves.
Well, they're feathers, but yeah, it is pretty
Well,
fun.
they are feathers. Feathers, leaves, same thing. They're just
You know
tree
what's
feathers.
funny? Have you bought these yet? Or this crate yet? Have you bought these crates yet?
I haven't actually purchased the crates because I'm out of crowns.
Oh no! Oh
Yeah.
no! I have a secret. I haven't bought them on PC yet, but I did buy them on PlayStation because my PlayStation account had a ton of crowns right now, and I'm pretty sure that I got every non-combat pet in the crown. I didn't get much else, but it was like poison, 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 scroll, non-combat pet, and then it would go through it again. There'd be like poison, poison, poison. Next non-combat pet. I kept doing it and I'm like, am I gonna get anything but animals? I just got all these animals. I guess
And
it
all
thought
you
I
got
needed
is
pets.
animals. You need more pets. Your RNG for the mounts has been really good lately, so they decided to tone it down a bit for you and give you just the pets.
That must be what it was. That must be what it was.
I think that's exactly what it was.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's
some fun,
fantastic.
really different new stuff in these, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's break it down a little bit here. The Lord of Revelry invites you to go wild with desire for items and collectibles found in the new Carnaval crown crates. Blood on the air, wine in your cup, and music all around you. It must be. It is! Carnival is here. The Daedric Prince Sanguine is throwing a party, and everyone is just dying to get in. The raucous party celebrates living at its most debauched. Will you dance till you drop? Perhaps drink deeply of the dangerous brew in the kettle? And most importantly, will you walk away from this celebration with your soul intact? Let's find out together at Carnaval. Update
Ooh.
for March 27, 2026.
I don't think that's correct. Yeah, that's not the right date.
Hey Zos, if you happen to be listening,
From the future.
you may have leaked something a year early.
No, because this has to do with the problem with the PlayStation skin stuff.
Oh, I see. I
If you read it.
wandering around in front of my screen right now. There we go.
They just think that
Update
you
for
need bank
March
space.
27, 2026, which I'm pretty sure is supposed to read 2025.
Yes.
That's 4 days ago, as of the release of this episode. Well, sorry, as of the recording of this episode.
Yes. It's because they posted that as an addition because people were... Okay. Let's fast forward really quick.
'Kay.
For PlayStation and for consoles, there is a hot fix coming, I believe, on April 2nd. So they put this here because some of the skins were not displaying.
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 I wouldn't want to stand in front of that.
Displaying properly from the crown crates. So people were complaining because they were saying this is not what it was supposed to look like or what was advertised. So I think they put this in here so that they could say, hey, it's going to be okay. Don't worry. It will look better. It just looks bad now. That's all.
You know, can I just say, it's kind of sad. A little bit. Like, did we not put these on our characters testing? I've seen the pictures. They're atrocious. They are horrible. No,
there's one that I got that I liked.
The bad.
Oh, you mean the
visuals?
You mean the
sorry, yes, the bad visuals.
Problems.
I'm talking about the visual portion of it.
Okay.
The bug where the visuals are all worked out, they're bad, and I'm like, did somebody not?
You can see like the seams in the character's neck, and like half their face is one color and half the face is another color.
It looks like Tamriel got invaded by Anonymous.
No. Okay, so I'm not going to say anything about it now, but this bug actually ties into one of my tinfoil hat theories.
Okay. I'm curious about your tinfoil hat theory, and I want to hear about it. I want to hear about it, but we'll wait until the segment that we're going to talk about tinfoil hats.
I've come up with one of the most wild things that I don't actually think is happening, but I was like, oh, I wonder if that bug has to do with it. And I was like, I don't think that's what's going on, but it would be fun to talk about, so I left
I'm curious now. I'm really curious about your tinfoil hat, but we'll do that in a minute. Anyways, moving right along. Yes, so there is an update coming on April 2nd for all of your weird anonymous face styles and Play-Doh-looking textures. Those are going to get fixed on April 2nd, hopefully. The new Carnaval crown crates arrive in the store March 27th, so they're already in the store now. When opening these crates, you have a chance to find items spectacular and scandalous in the form of a new returning items and collectibles. These include unique mounts, pets, furnishings, and much more. And you can just see some of the new items available within the Carnival crown crates below. So we have this really amazing Stuga dancing in a very interesting outfit.
It's like a Carnival outfit, but everybody's been calling it the turkey outfit.
It's Stuga.
It does look like Stuga.
It looks like Stuga.
Oh no, do you know how long she's been waiting for Carnival?
Yes, there is the new chicken. There is the new chicken dance costume that you can get. There is also our friendly neighborhood bot. Did we introduce ourselves?
Nope.
We'll do it in a minute.
Okay.
There is also the Carnival Celebrant Costume and Feather Dance Carnival Recall customized action. It's basically a bunch of feathers that just drop all around you and summon and spin and just floof.
She's like...
And then you go... So basically, have you ever taken a feather pillow and smacked something so hard with it that feathers just exploded everywhere? That's what this is going to look like.
I mean, kind of, but she's definitely more dancey, and she does a little bend and snap at the end.
Did she get whiplash?
It looks like it.
Fair enough. There is also a few new emotes and costumes that are in there. A new fun dance emote and dancer personality. And so there are some new radiants as well.
So really, really quick, I have to talk about the dancer personality. So the Carnival fan dance is like this fun, like you're like fanning yourself and then you're going around in a circle. It's very different than any other emote or any other dance that we have in the game. But the personality is the thing that has me cracking up because you just see people standing at way shrines and they're just like doing that. And then there's like a little like a ba ba and then like a little turn of ba ba. And it's really, really fun. And yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. But here's what I will say: that personality has one hell of an RP walk, because when they walk, they're like.
So they're doing their what do they call it? Their the models
They're
and they run
they're
out
tipping.
on the...
They're literally tipping.
What's tipping?
Tipping is where when you walk and you almost like cross your feet are like one in front of the other. It's like done in heels typically.
Okay. I don't know. I don't wear heels.
Tipping.
I'm gonna wear heels next
I
time.
know. No, you don't wear heels, but as someone who actually does dance, like if you know what tipping is, that's kind of what it looks like. We'll put it that way. Anyway, it's a very specific type of walking. And also some of our lore seekers, I think it was Booch the other day.
Yeah.
Booch the other day said that he has the Molag Ball polymorph and this personality on, and I need to see it. 100%. Because to watch Molag Ball tip through a town like that, I need it.
Look at me.
I need to know.
I am Molag Ball.
He's like, give me your soul, Vestige. And he's like, walking.
Vestige, hand me a fork. Walks towards you.
Vestige, is that your soul? Vestige, do you have a fan?
Oh, man. Too good. Too good.
Oh, so good.
There also
carry
is
on.
a couple Radiant Apex mounts. And speaking of souls, you might need to sell your soul in order to get these, because these are the expensive mounts that are available in the Crown Store for the gems and also for Seals of Endeavor. So there is the, what is this, the little chicken eagle? Quasi-Griff and the feathered guar mount. Chicken eagle. I said chicken eagle.
Chicken eagle.
The chicken eagle. I mean, essentially it is. It's got chicken tail. And you know what? Don't. Just leave it alone. All right?
Kinnereth's chicken eagle coming to a store near you.
You also have the Carnaval feathered guar. This is the most Aztec-looking guar I've ever seen, and I love everything about it. So you may actually see me running around Cyrodiil on that Aztec guar.
That thing is incredible. I'm not going to lie. They finally made a Radiant Guar. They have not had a Radiant, or an Apex Guar until now, and boy, did they go big.
Go big or go home. You got a giant
go
colorful
big or
lizard.
go home. It's, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The gargoyle mount looks actually really, really cool. That is a really bad butt mount.
I love it. And we haven't seen, as far as I know, anything like that. Like stone atro, fire atro, stuff like that. But the whole reskin of it is just, I think, really good. I like the face. I think it looks neat.
So I have to ask, if it is a gargoyle, if your mount is standing still, does it turn to stone? And then when you start moving...
No, it looks just like that, basically. Like you see in the picture. So when it's just still, it's got that weird glowing...
Can I add that to my wall of crazy requests? Can we get
mounts
that have a passive stance and a non-passive stance?
You shut your dirty mouth.
I know,
shut your dirty mouth.
I'm terrible. But like the gargoyle, for example, when you're standing still, it would turn to stone, and you'd just be sitting on top of a stone mount. And then when you start running, it would morph into its moving form. So like this gargoyle would have all the cool little flames and the cracks and stuff coming out of it. And then after being passive for a second, it would turn solid stone-like. It would just be a visual thing, right? It wouldn't be anything.
I mean, is that kind of not like... I wonder if they could do it similar to how they do like the Wild Hunt mounts, where when you're standing still, there's like leaves and flowers and stuff growing up from underneath them. But then when you start moving, it's like a trail that follows you. That is a Wall of Crazy idea, but also I kind of love it.
Right? It's one of those really good Wall of Crazy ideas, and I don't have many of those. So we're going to take it, absorb it, and you know what? We'll talk to somebody. We know people.
Yeah.
They're in the back corner of the tavern over there laughing. They're like,
they're gonna,
you know how long that would take to code?
They're like, you guys are nuts.
Right? Absolutely fantastic. Love it. Moving right along, we have the New crown crates. I love this kind of like Aztec-y vibe that they're giving us, this very Argonian vibe, which is going to lead me to my Wall of Crazy assumption. So we're just going to put a pin in that.
Me too.
I promise we know nothing. We're just literally tossing
we
dice
actually-
on a table, being like,
We literally don't.
the stars have aligned.
I'm like
By the
this.
divines, literally.
D20. It gave me an 8.
Wow. Okay, that's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
Protect your wealth of crown crates as Volskrana Guardian. That's that cool little guardian thing. It is a polymorph. It is a polymorph. What if that was dancing?
It's big. What? What if that was dancing?
Yeah.
I think it would do the same thing. I think it would just be like...
But it would be like a giant dancing transformer.
That is true. It does look very Transformer.
It gives off Transformer vibes. It's perfect.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's it called? It's called a Vashgrana Argonians in Disguise.
Have another drink, Bacon.
The problem right now is I'm drinking caffeine, not... I'm drinking an upper downer.
Look at our polar opposites right now. You're going up, I'm going down. Moving on.
What can we say?
Only the finest here. Lots of fun things in the crown crates that are available. So go ahead, if you have some crowns burning a hole in your pocket, go and check them out. Remember too, stuff that are in crown crates, you can also use your Seals of Endeavor to purchase. Because I saw something in my email today about April with the cool little new Radiant mount, the Radiant Pony.
Is that the unicorn mount?
Did I misread the email? Hold on.
I haven't
By
read-
the way, we also have a new app. We need to make sure we get to that.
I haven't read my email today because I was too busy doing real life housing. Not in-game housing, real life housing. Oh yeah, it's a water horse.
It's a water horse. The Malmer steed is coming to the store.
Mm-hmm.
So absolutely, I think I may have actually finally found my Radiant that I might pick up. The water horse. I still want my damn Ponyta though. So one that Thea rides, she has it, and every time she pulls out her Ponyta mount and rides it in Cyrodiil, I'm just like, you have my mount.
What is Ponyta?
Google search Ponyta while I talk about the next thing on the list here. So, but definitely go check out the Crown Crates. There's lots of good things. You can use your Seals of Endeavor. There's also Crown Gems. You can buy those things, and there's just lots of stuff. So if you're wondering what you can purchase with your Seals of Endeavor, Crown Crate items, really, really good idea. Did you finally discover what a Ponyta was?
It's a Pokemon.
It is a Pokemon. It is a fire Pokemon.
Which one,
Gen
though,
1.
is the fire type Pokemon?
It's Gen 1.
Fire
Ponyta,
horse.
and it morphs, and it evolves into...
It looks like a cotton candy horse.
Ponyta evolves into...
It evolves into...
It's like a glorious...
Galarian?
Okay, that must be another gen.
Yeah, there's Fire Horse, Cantonian. Oh, wait, that's the classification. I don't know.
This isn't a Pokemon stream. We're not going to talk about
It's
Pokemon.
not, and also I don't know anything about Pokemon. It turns into Vanis Galarian.
Rapidash.
Yes!
Thank you, PBS. Rapidash.
Thank
That's
you.
correct. Thank
PB
you.
still, thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on and stop talking about Pokemon, or else we're going to have to rebrand ourselves as the Pokemon Seekers.
Yes. Vestige. Hand me a Ponyta.
What is this? This link just sent me to the same thing.
What? What? Oh, it did. I gave you the wrong link. It's okay. We don't really need to read that one. All we
No, we
need to
don't.
say is that congratulations, Fallen Banners is finally live on all platforms. So welcome into the Fold console family. I know that a lot of the people on the PlayStation side of things have been running some of the new dungeons and then doing some farming for the new stuff. Gwen the Bard already has her Dawnwood Snug Pod. We tried to use it last night for Snug Podcast, but we could not get it to fit because, fun fact, the Dawnwood Snug Pod is exactly the same size as the actual Snug Pod house
You couldn't fit
at
it inside the
Grotway.
house? It wouldn't let you?
You can't. No, if you try and put it on there, it's just the exact same size. So you can't like put it within the walls.
So you guys are going to need to get a bigger field.
Well,
You're
we
going to need to
have
get
the
one of the
Gornier.
field ones.
We have the Gornier Estate, which is the Snugpod Estate. So we've got that. That's our winter. That's the winter studio.
I need to get back
Look
into
at that.
housing.
Look at Minwee Pro coming through like an awesome mod with the link in the chat for you if you really want it. But yeah.
All right,
Anyway,
moving right along
welcome,
here.
Fallen
Thank you,
Banner.
Minwee. Appreciate it. ESO's April 2025 Survival Guide. Kate, what is this sword-wearing... Looks like the guy from Star Wars who tries to kill people with the funny... The little cowboy, Star Wars cowboy?
One of the bounty hunters?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
From... it was... Boba Fett.
It was from... Well, also, but he was before Boba Fett. He was on
Cad Bane.
Rebel...
Sniper got it. It's Cad Bane.
Yes. It was Cad. He was on Rebels and on the other one. Oh my gosh, Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Wow. Again, now we're devolving into a Star Wars podcast. Here we go.
You know, we should just change our name to Seekers of Everything.
Or Seekers of... What are we seeking? Okay.
What are we seeking again? Bacon. Let's talk about the 10-year anniversary celebration roadmap. April 2025.
Yes. Does that mean you want me to read it?
Yeah, go for it.
Perfect. Okay, so we have an ESO Direct, an anniversary event, and more coming up this month for Elder Scrolls Online. So don't forget, some of these dates are going to potentially vary as we go through the month of April. If they need to adjust things, they can. But they gave us a nice little 10-year anniversary graphic here for this stuff. So currently, right now, we have the Jesters Festival going on through April 3rd. It says Tamriel's silly season continues into April, meaning there is still time for you to get your hands on the Alliance mimicry outfit styles and the Jester's deadly headband. Have you gotten a hold of that yet?
The witch.
The deadly headband, the one that's the knife going through your head?
No. Maybe?
It's so
Possibly.
fun! It's really fun. I like it a lot. It's very, very different.
It's an emote, correct?
No, it's an actual like outfit. Like it's an adornment.
Okay. I'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah, so you can wear it. But yeah, it's real fun. And then we also have our daily login rewards, of course, the 1st through the 30th. So there's a lot of different things going on, including the Merkmeyer Harvest customized action on day 10. So you see that there. You've got this Argonian, and she's harvesting with a very cool looking dagger. That's listed there as well on the actual article. Starting literally moments after the Jester's Fest ends, we also have our anniversary Jubilee, which is coming up because it's ESO's 11th birthday in April.
Cake!
More cake!
I need another cake.
We do need another cake. So we do, yes, 4 weeks of double XP. Let's go.
Grind your alts.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we've got our annual in-game celebration. It's got new cake, new bonus rewards, lots of other things. I'm sure that they'll release more on that as we get closer and closer to that 11th birthday. And then we also have...
actually make a debut.
Insecure Pickle. We also have the Golden Pursuits that are going on the 3rd through the 24th as well during that celebration because, just like we thought, they are finally going to be completing our anniversary outfits. We have the Breton Hero costume coming, as well as the Breton Hero statue to match the other two glowy statues that we have for house furnishings. And it says a pile of gold. I don't know whether that means a literal pile, whether it means actual gold that you can claim. Who knows? Guess we'll have to find out.
Both. What if they gave us $1 million gold?
That would be wild. That would be so cool. We also have the ESO Direct coming up on the 10th, where they're going to talk to us about the future of ESO, what things are coming. We're all excited to hear about it because everyone's been wondering what the heck the next year is going to look like, considering Gold Road was our last chapter release. So we are about to find out soon. And going with that, if you watch the actual ESO live, you can acquire a new code for a new pet. And it's a little monkey. And this, I think, harkens back to the beta when they had the monkey pet for the players that play during the beta. We have a monkey here as well, but this one is wearing this cute little vest to, you know, signify that you're watching. Yeah, are you looking at the picture? I'm looking at the picture. Are you seeing what's happening in that picture? There is a monkey offering an Argonian something that they're crying over. One is swinging from a chandelier. Another one is eating a watermelon in the back. This one's busy wearing clothes. What is happening? What is going on?
What is going on here? There are just monkeys everywhere.
Yeah, what is going on?
Oh, he's playing with a watermelon. He's gonna throw it at the friend.
Oh my.
You want to know what it is? You want to know what's happening here?
What?
I think. Look at the size of that monkey. Look at that big old monkey just boom right there in front of everybody.
Yep. He's there.
I think that the Argonian is crying because there are monkeys that are literally taking over and they're out of control.
Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know, but if you watch the ESO live, you should be able to get your reward code for said little monkey friend. He opened the new Barrel of Monkeys container. Perhaps that's what it is. There is also, we have finally found out, they are doing a special limited podcast series, which, I mean, we're kind of partial to podcasts, if you know what I mean. But they are doing one with the Kind of Funny gang, and it will be 4 episodes, and it's going to kick off on April 11th, so the day after the announcement. So you can tune into that if you'd like to have some podcast fun with the ESO team as well.
Hello.
Oh!
Good night, Mama.
That scared the living poop out of you.
It totally did. Can you hold on one second? Let me finish this one thing. The last thing I was going to say is there's a Domination
Somebody get
Battlegrounds
that woman
weekend
an aspirin because she's about to have a heart attack.
happening the 24th through the 29th. My tiny Nightblade came and got me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I'd say
No. Okay, carry on. I need to say goodnight.
Yes, absolutely. Fantastic. That is the absolute best. Next up, we have the Crown Store Showcase, which we'll just kind of briefly breeze right through. Let me pull it up here. And reveal and hide. There it is. So let's talk a little bit about the April Crown Store Showcase. We're going to interact with it. Perfect. Absolutely fantastic. Moving right along. Celebrate another year in Tamriel with style and aplomb. This April 2025, and treat yourself with the in-game Crown Store. It's not every single month that ESO turns 11. In fact, it's just this one. Why not celebrate the occasion? You'll find all manner of items and collectibles available this month, from the comfortable to the formidable. There are some new items that are coming to the Crown Store, which we're going to look at right now. Crafting and outfit styles. We've got the Worm Cult Hunter's Arms Pack. We have the Deep Sea Corsair Arms Pack. And then along with the Deep Sea Corsair, we have a new Crown Gem and Seal of Endeavor item called the Deep Sea Corsair Summoned Steed, which is the horse that I was showing you guys earlier from the phone. There is also a brand new house coming out, which is the Castle Skingrad. I'm pretty sure this is brand new. The new Castle Skingrad home will be available in the Crown Store on all platforms for a limited time from 1 p.m. specifically 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on April 14th until 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on the 28th. So make sure that if you are looking for a new castle to live in, that would be a fantastic one to grab. Furnishings. Have you ever wanted to have a music box that was Merry Mudcrab Melody? Well, guess what? Now's your chance. There is a new music box available. Go ahead, Bacon.
I was gonna say this is it's brand new mud crab,
Yeah.
and it looks so cool. I wonder if his little claws just
I think he probably pops up and then, his claws go out. Actually, I think the one in the back is what the music box is actually the picture of it right in the back of the picture. So you can see the back of his shell pops up. So when activated, plays the jaunty music box composition Merry Mudcrab Melody. There is also a new combat training. Interesting.
yes, combat training.
Furnishing pack combat training. Prepare yourself for combat with the dueling mat and power-ups in this pack. You can set up a sweet space to practice your battleground mastery. The new furnishing pack combat training will be available in the Crown Store on all platforms for a limited time from 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time till on April 14th to the 28th. So same as the house is available. I am curious to know if this is basically just going to be like a space that automatically turns over to combat.
From what it looks like in the pictures, it almost looks like it has the sigils to synergize on, and you stand within the circle to fight. So like once you agree to a combat, then you can practice with different things. It does look like a giant furnishing. It's interesting because it looks like it's almost the size of the Mirrormore mosaics. Like how big a Mirrormore mosaic is what it reminds me of. It's kind of cool though because it's got the red diamonds around it. It's very imperial looking.
It definitely has those kind of I was going to say imperial or Khajiit. It kind of actually reminds me of the final boss of the trial. Forgive me, I can't remember what the name of the trial is. It's one of my favorites, but it's the trial with the Khajiit in it.
Is it Sunspire?
That's
the dragons.
Can you not eat
That's the one?
Thank you. Sunspire, yes, that is the one I'm thinking of. So, but we'll have to wait until the 14th in order to take a closer look at it. I'll probably be picking this up.
Oh,
there's also
Minwi says maybe it's Maw of Lorcage at the end, where you have the big thing, the circle and the disc, and you have to move and rotate. And there's
isn't Maw of Lorcage the trial that has the that's the one where the roof falls down,
big
shatters
Titan.
the statues. Oh, yeah.
The big Titan, and you have to like move in the
butt plug
pattern.
one. That is a throwback over to one of our Loreseekers, Rose. And one day we were doing it back in early stages of Tipsy Trials, and one of the positions is there's three positions actually. The boss is turned around facing the one side. It's not going to be an
After Dark episode now.
It's not an After Dark. And then there's three positions right behind the tail of the boss. So we call it butt plug entrance, butt plug center, and butt plug rear.
Wow. Speaking of
Twitch,
Rose,
if you're streaming this.
I was going to say we love you, Rose, and we hope you get better soon. That's all.
Thank you. That's a very good call. Yes, get better very soon. Moving right along, though, Voco Carnaval Weapon Dancer, a new assistant. You and your group can prep for Sanguine Slaughter by summoning Voco to change and save armory builds outside of your home. A lack of wine and dancing disinterests him from offering his services in Cyrodiil or the Battlegrounds. I love that we're getting new assistants, although I'm really not a big fan of the armory assistants, personally. I they're cool and all, don't get me wrong, but I would like to see more merchants and more bankers, and maybe another decon merchant would be awesome.
Isn't this only like the third of these though? Because we had the wood elf, the orc, and then this guy.
I thought there was only two. I thought there was just the wood elf and the orc. The orc was first, and then there was the wood elf.
Yeah, and then this guy.
And then this guy. Yeah, I don't know. Like, for the things
then
that are used on a regular
like-
basis.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I have been using my armory assistant quite a bit.
I have been as well. I actually have noticed the last couple days I've been switching a few of my characters between the two.
I think it depends on how much you PvP or what. It depends on your gameplay style, right? If you're
100%.
a solo person and you've got like a solo build and then you've also got a PvE build, vice versa, I think that makes a difference. I feel like this is a big assumption, but I feel like as a DPS, I don't sometimes swap back and forth as much, but I know some people that are healers who will have a build that's like heals and DPS to assist, or then just flat, straight, heavy heals for, you know, other content. So, I don't know, but looks pretty cool. I like it. I'm glad that they're adding another thing. Why not?
Yeah, please don't think that I'm poo-pooing the fact that
No, not at all.
this is a thing, but yeah. Anyways, there are three already: Drinwith, Garistrog, and the Saints Sugoth. Okay, fair enough. So there are three. So this is the fourth one then. So moving right along though, so that is going to be available in the Crown Store between April 14th and the 21st. So not as long as some of the other items that are there, but definitely going to be available. There is a new customized action, Lunar Ore Gathering, which is actually really neat looking. May Azura bless you and the moon's light shine forth as you work this one. This ore. Not this one. This ore. do not
This
work
is
this.
it is a Khajiit in this picture. This one will have Azura's
would it
blessing
rhyme?
when
This is
mining ore.
Let light shine forth as you work this one. Moving right
You
along.
went half into your RP accent,
Shut
half
up!
into Khajiit.
Shut up! New Lunar Ore Gathering customized action will be available in the Crown
Oh boy,
Store
that was too close.
on
That
all
was too close.
platforms
That was too
for
close.
limited time from 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on April 14th and 10 a.m. on April 21st. I'm just gonna back away and just. Moving on. There are some new skill styles that are coming out as well. Mage Light's getting a refresh. And then there's a bunch of returning items. So the Breton Hero Armor, the Elven Hero Armor, and the Nord Hero Armor. Minwee, stop. Stop.
I'm sorry.
Stop.
I'm trying.
Sorry, that's not even Minwee. Draylin, stop.
It's not. Minwee was right up.
Yeah. Moving on. Bunch of other things showing up
Deep
in the
breath.
Crown Store. If you want to take a closer look of exactly what's coming, take a look at the link that'll be available in the description below. So have a look there. Take a look. There's lots of fun stuff in there. So was there anything that caught your eye that you wanted to mention about?
I'm
Maybe the
still
Lunar
caught
Ore
up
Gathering?
on what happened a little bit ago. Whew. I don't even know where you were just talking about.
Well, we were talking about the Lunar Ore Gathering, and then my word went a whole nother direction for a half second, and I caught myself.
It's okay. There's also some skill styles really quick. I'm going to mention it while we're here. There's Minwee, I'd buy that. Oh no. Oh no. Whew. Anyway, there are also some other skill styles in the store for endeavors if you'd like to look at them currently. But they might not be as exciting. Khajiit has ore if you have crowns, is what chat said. Anyway, because the anniversary is coming, you can also get the 3 heroes stuff again. So you can get the Breton hero armor, like the originals, so not the Golden Pursuits ones. You can have the Breton hero armor, the Elven hero armor, and the Nord hero armor yet again. And there's also some other things coming. We have the Palatine Tefiti gown, Shrike's nocturnal frock, Pact Mother Elite ensemble, and New Moon Dragon Cult garb will also be in the store as ESO discount plus items, with the exception of the Pact Mother one. That one is not that way.
Fantastic. There's
And
also a few new houses returning as well. Zonkaj Crest and the Fog Break Lighthouse. So if you're into foggy lighthouses, or if you're into Khajiit style houses, maybe after you're done wandering around doing your lunar ore gathering, you can come home to your Zonkaj Crest home and relax and just enjoy the ore that you gathered.
I'm done.
Are we done with
Traylon.
ground floor stuff? Moving right along.
Not yet. Did you talk about the Guild's Eye arms pack?
Oh, we got some eyes.
There's it's basically like a Mage's Guild arms pack, as well as
Oh, that's cool.
the Moongrave Fane motif, and then also the Truth and Logic outfit style. Weapons styles, that's what I'm trying to say, are back in the store. So that'll return for a little bit as well. So we've got a lot of glowy weaponry actually coming to the store for the anniversary event, basically. There's also going to be some other crown crates that return. The Ragebound crates are going to be April 17th through May 1st. So there's a little bit of a hint at that. Yes. Equipment stations are going back into the store. Kinnereth's Blessing statue, as well as the Jester's Festival stagecraft furnishings, they're going in. A couple different skins as well. Shivering Isles, Atonement, Mind Shriven. The Treasure Hunter personality is coming back. If you're a person that likes that one, that's the one with the torch. So you can like walk around with the torch. It's actually a really cool personality. I love
Funny
that one.
story about that. I was
Okay,
chatting,
do tell.
Sorry, I was chatting in Zone because someone was commenting on how, Zos, if you're listening, we want to have equipable torches, like make that a thing. And I said, hey, you know that there's a total outfit style that you can use that does that, and it's the treasure hunting one and has the torch. And it's just funny that brought up, and now they're bringing this up anyways. Sorry, I'm zooming in on the shield because
It's the eye.
Does anybody here in chat, did they ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh?
We have so many pop culture references tonight. No.
They're all from the late 90s, early 2000s, but still.
It's okay.
The eye looks very similar to the eye from the pyramid crest that Yugi wears around his neck. That's all I want to say. Moving on. I'm sorry.
Dralian, it's time to duel.
Duel! Yeah.
Oh,
I was one of
goodness.
those kids.
I love it.
Resizing everything
Hey.
on the fly. I'm sorry. Hey.
That's okay. You know what else they're gonna have? The Dwarven Sphere Chop. That's coming as a customized action. I think that's the one for lumberjacking, or like chopping wood. And then they're also gonna have the Masked Unicorn Steed. So that's returning to the Crown Store on March 31st and going through April 7th. Wait, that's today. Yes. What happened? Are you okay?
House guests.
Wait, what did I miss?
Maik the Liar is coming
Wait, really?
back. Yes. April 3rd to the 10th. So if you've ever wanted to have a Lion Khajiit in your house, this is your opportunity right here.
I'm excited. I want him in my house. I want to talk to him.
He will be in the tavern. So, there we go. Sorry. Oh. Unicorn Steed. Lots of different pets, lots of different mounts. You can also purchase your event tickets if you've missed a day. So if you have missed a day of events, you can do that too. Sorry, I cut you off about Maik the Liar. You were talking. I'm sorry.
No,
She's
you're fine.
You guys, she's giving me a dirty look right now on the camera, but you can't see because it's a podcast and all you can do is hear.
No, I'm just looking confused.
That's fair.
That's pretty normal for me, if we're being honest.
When you're sitting in a chat room with me, that's not an uncommon facial expression. Huh? How did you go down that rabbit hole?
Nah, that's because we're lore seekers. You just one thing leads to the next, just going around.
There is one other thing that you have listed here in our notes, and I didn't really know what it was, so I skipped past it. It's the graphic pictures and dates for the article. What was that?
Oh, that's just nope. You don't need it. You pulled it up already. That was the picture of the actual, like dates with the. You clicked it
Gotcha.
earlier.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yep. That's
lore.
it.
So today.
No lore tonight.
Yeah, instead of lore, we're actually going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do what is called a speculation episode. So we are a few days away from the official ESO announcement of what's actually going to be coming for the remainder of the year. We've had no real hints towards what exactly we're to expect, other than the understanding that they are not doing a chapter launch this year. They're doing kind of like I guess could we call it like a questing launch? They're going to put new story in the game, but we're not actually getting chapters or whatnot. So very different.
Yeah.
Dre
said there's going to be a city and a fire, probably. That's
typically
hinting,
a really good guess.
Well, it's hinting from Lepsiclusa. So if you had done one of the most recent dungeons, the one that involves an Elder Scroll, they talk about. I know you haven't. I know. We have to get in there. We're gonna do it together. It's gonna be okay. But
hand?
there is a little. What? Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You know it. Yeah. Always. So it mentioned something about seeing a city on fire and whatnot. And I won't say anymore because you need to do the lore run. That's all.
Okay. Let's do some speculation. So let's get through some of the basic stuff here. First things first. What are we hoping to see from the announcements on the 10th? And while we're doing this, if anybody in chat has something that they would like to speculate on and contribute, please feel free to drop it into the chat here. Give us some of your wild, crazy, wall of crazy ideas of what might be coming on April 10th. And we'll read a couple of them out in the episode here. So, Bacon, start with your first one.
Okay. This one's kind of a no-brainer. We talked about it last episode. More graphics. Please. I loved what they did to the starter zones, like the starter islands, and how they made them a little more cluttered and how they updated some of the textures and everything, and they look so beautiful. I would love it if they announced that there was going to be some more graphical updates to some of the base game zones and that they had been working on doing that. I don't know whether that will actually be a thing, but I would love to see that.
Mm-hmm. So you're wanting to see more graphical enhancements, like retexturing, reshading of the different zones.
Yeah. That, and I think it would be nice to do it on a few of the base game motifs, like some of the base game armors that are super like
bland.
You can tell that they're 10 years old. Yeah. You know, just some shading and some texturing I think would be great. I would love to see some of that. I know that realistically they can't do all of it, but it would be nice to see like a little bit here and a little bit there. Why not? I don't know.
I don't see why they wouldn't be able to, but that would just be my 2 cents.
I don't know. I'm not a dev. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's a good one.
I would love to see that. What about you?
So I would like to see pretty much the same thing, that retexturing that they do, but I would also like to see them go through the actual story, the main quest story itself, and reskin those characters, work through all of the textures, because I've made this comment many times on previous episodes. Base game Lyris versus late game Lyris, two very different textured Nords. They are very different.
Did you redo the new like intro quest though? Because does she look better there?
I have not redone the new intro quest. Did they reskin her finally on that one?
I don't know. I can't remember. I did it
I don't
very
think
quickly.
they did, honestly. I think they just took the old, because she says the same things. So a part of me wonders if they just basically grabbed her character, dropped her in there, and had her say the same things. But
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I would love to see some of that. I mean, they went through and redid all the lighting textures and stuff in Cold Harbor there for that beginning thing. So why not
Yep.
adjust the other stuff too?
no, absolutely, I agree. So that would be one thing that I would love to see a little bit more of. And then at the other side of that as well, thank you, Bacon. I like this next comment, and I know this is something that you put in here, but a footprint for moving forward without chapters. We'd like to see, I'd love to be able to see just a little bit of exactly what is it that we're going to be getting. Give us some actual kind of like roadmap. How should we expect content to be arrived to us? How should we... Minwee, why did you delete Stream Elements?
Ruh-roh. Hold on, I'm working on it. Well, not that part, but I was deleting or banning the
Anyways,
person.
moving on here. We'd love to see some more clarity in exactly how the chapters are going to drop and how these different things are going to roll. So I think that's absolutely something that I hope to see. I would love to see, now that we're in 2025, something to do, this is my wall of crazy speculation, but something to do with other characters as house guests in our houses. They seem to be putting a bit of emphasis on doing some stuff with housing this year.
You mean like your personal character or like other
Yes.
NPCs?
They don't have to be interactable, but
Oh.
having them maybe just stage in different positions. So you can
That
have
would
them
be
sitting at a
interesting.
bench drinking or something like that. Or maybe they're battling a dummy, right? Or just even wandering around. Like, I feel like there needs to be a bit more life brought into the game, in the sense of we all have different characters and they've all run different parts of the stories. It would be really neat to be able to see that shown in your homes as kind of like a respite for your characters. They go to the houses and they wander around, they relax, they do their things. Maybe they have cool little crafting animations. Like, those kind of things would be really, really neat. And I feel like it's just a simple matter, and this is just me speaking as not a dev, but a simple matter of just taking the character and just making it an insertable object into the home. But probably a heck of a lot more to it, but
If we go back and reference what we talked about last episode with the Guild Summit about that spider web of
I knew you were going to say
friends
that.
list and stuff,
I knew you were going to say that. I was already like,
I mean,
spiderweb.
I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love that idea, and I think it would be incredible. I also think it might be a little challenging. That's all.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
But we did say this was a crazy episode. It doesn't have to be fully
It
realistic.
doesn't
We
have
can
to
go
be
crazy.
realistic 100%.
Dralian says, turns out Mafala is the main problem.
Mephala is really the reason why ESO cannot be
Spider
the
webs.
absolute fruit of amazingness, more so than it is already.
Mafala.
So, you've got here type of content. Do you care to elaborate?
I think that we may have the opportunity to see different types of content. If you know, we've had like some quality of life stuff. We've had new storylines. We've had a whole new Daedric Prince. I just feel like since they're not trying to do a big chapter release, like with a big zone and all that stuff, I think that it will be fun, I hope, to get some refreshes of types of content that we've seen in the past, whether that be new world encounters, whether that be new short little stint quest lines, whether that be going back to some of the original guild lines, mages, fighters, you know, stuff like that. Undaunted, Dark Brotherhood, Like, I think there's an opportunity to go back, and if they're not trying to have to do like a big zone and all that stuff, to be able to sort of touch on sorry, I looked at the chat. Touch on these little like short individual stories, or be able to go back and be like, hey, let's find out what this character's been doing while we've been doing everything else.
Yep.
I think that would be great. Also, I think there's an opportunity. It's been a decade. Can we progress our timeline a little bit? Who knows?
Yes.
Are we one big dragon break? I mean, who knows? We had a whole discussion yesterday about how Hermaeus Mora is like a dragon break, or kind of like an Elder Scroll in some ways, in our lore tavern. So if you're in the Discord, go ahead and click through some of those links because they were quite fun. Dre, no, it's not a dragon break. Well, okay, but I'm just saying, we have sort of done this little like dance around the Three Banners War for a little bit now.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if they were looking at a way of not necessarily being like, we've moved on completely, because I think that would be very difficult to just cut ties to the game's content that we already have and move forward. But I would like to see some movement, or like some progression, if you will. Yes?
What if they went a couple of years and they rolled the next couple of years as a dragon break?
That would be sort of wild.
So they would give them the freedom, which they're doing. They're experimenting with new things. Tie this in to the next couple of years ends up being a dragon break of sorts, where things may not be 100%. And people are going to hate me for saying this, because I know people are going to hate me for saying this. They're not going to be 100% to what the lore history of this era is. But
oh, I don't think they would do that.
Maybe we could dragon break it as someone starts playing with time.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, maybe. It's funny, the chat goes, it's like she was on PTS, but hasn't been on PTS. That's true. I haven't been on PTS. So if you've been on PTS and you think that the two of us are idiots right now because we're talking about things that have been on PTS, we're sorry. We didn't do PTS. I would love to do PTS. I just don't have space on my machine. But
we're going to fix that.
yeah.
We're going to correct that
Anyway.
issue. But
anyway, it's really fun. So I don't know. I guess that's what I mean by types of content. I mean, like, it would be fun to see like some story, some maybe new dailies or repeatable style content. I would love nothing more. This has been on the crazy side of things for forever. I would love to be able to repeat the dungeon quests. I think that would be nice. Like, on the same character. I mean, you know, you can do it on a new character and that's fine too, but also I think it would be great for I see you putting those down there. That's your crazy that you always have. I bet we could ask the chat if they could predict what your bottom three are
Chat,
there. Anyway,
if you could predict the top 3 zones that I would want to do.
What are you about to do here?
If you can predict the 3 bottom zones that I'm about to do.
I'm waiting. Are you trying to figure out if you want to give something away?
That's kind of what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
I'll do it. Lay it on hot. We'll give away either a Crown Pack or ESO Plus.
I think we could look at possibly doing a Discord giveaway. Okay, Minwee, can you break those down into not their technical names? But I think he already got them.
Breaking. Canadian wants more snow.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what?
All right, you can marinate on the giveaway and how you want to do it by the end of the episode, and then we'll announce it.
Well, I think we're pretty much have already kind of basically said it. I think we can do a
Yeah.
Discord. I think we'll do a Discord giveaway.
Okay.
Let's do a Discord giveaway.
We can
if
do-
chat can if chat can
We can
name
do
the
that.
3 zones that I want to see come, and you have to do it in the order that I've written it.
That's not what you originally said.
You have 9 opportunities to try, okay? There's 9 attempts. Okay, chat,
Sure.
what's region number 1? What's region number 1 that I've always wanted to be in this game?
Should I?
Nope. Nobody?
I'll take Corin Torvald to fill in this list. Dre, I'm confident in my guesses. Central Black Marsh, Eastern Black Marsh, Southeast Black Marsh.
No, I do not want the swamps and the cesspool that is Black Marsh. Not even a little bit.
Can I give them a hint?
The first one is from another IP. The first one is from it resembles another IP written by another fantasy writer that turned into movies. It has made many millions of dollars.
Wow. Okay. For the audio listeners, they're gonna be like, "I'm getting nothing from."
I got nothing. I mean,
I
if you
got
can't
nothing.
figure
I got
that one out, there's another fantasy IP that made millions of dollars, and there we go. Draylen said it right there. It's gonna be Whiterun. Whiterun has always been someplace that I've always wanted to revisit. It is special and dear to me because Skyrim was one of the very first Elder Scrolls games I'd ever played, and I still have not played any of the other Elder Scrolls games. So Whiterun holds a very dear place in my heart. I love that town. And for those of you guys that are wondering what IP I was referencing, Lord of the Rings. Similar to that of the...
Here we are, another pop culture reference.
We're doing tons of references today, hey? So
Yeah.
Referencing the city of Edoras. So, okay, city number 2. You guys will give you some time to mull over this. We're going to move on some of the other things that we've got on our list here. But the next one I think everyone's asking for. Everyone wants this. Everybody in the entire community of Elder Scrolls wants more of this. Everybody wants more Stuga.
That's what I was gonna say. It's obviously Stuga.
Yeah.
We want Stuga everywhere, all over the map.
Stuga house
I
guest.
want Stuga companion.
I want a Stuga companion and house guest waiting for me at the door of my house when I walk in, and walks in and she's like, "Do you know how long I've been waiting for you?"
Playable Stuga.
Playable Stuga character, 100%. That's
Yes.
what we want.
You are right. Everyone does kind of want the Shivering Isles, Minwee, but that's not where we're going. Not what we're talking about is storage.
Yeah,
So much storage.
absolutely. Everybody wants more storage. We need at least another 100 spots.
Evely Companion
and-
Wen is
and an
also
Evely
rolling into our
companion.
chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Storage.
Okay. Ooh. Sorry.
Oh.
Just a light bulb moment in my head here about companions and storage. What if
Harry
our
Potter
con-
and the College of Winterhold. That is the best. This best reference.
I'm
in
just
this
saying, if I
chat
could
right now.
gift a sub right now, that would have been worthy of a gift sub.
That's
Unfortunately, we don't have subscriptions on our channel, but know that if we did, I would have gifted you a sub just for that comment right there. Now, back to your regular scheduled programming about what I was thinking about in my wild and crazy mind is, what if our companions could hold sellable treasure and stuff for us in their pocket? Not...
You stop that. You. No.
I need a pack rat. But
I mean, technically, we
But-
have them, but they're in our inventory, not their inventory.
So how it would work is you give them some stuff. They can hold up to 50 spots. If you put the companion away, you just get a gold exchange. So that you can't exploit it and uses additional storage.
But that would suck because how many times have you accidentally unsummoned a companion? Or how many times have you... I mean, they unsummon when you pull out your banker or your stuff now. And then they resummon afterwards.
But they resummon. So if you go and you put
That's
your companion away, you'll get a warning indicator that you're about to unsummon your companion.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to sell all the items your companion is holding for X amount of blah? No, so you have to physically you have to basically unsummon them. So we had said, or if you zone somewhere like archive and you just happen to be grouped, it would go away. You would have to literally toggle the game to unsummon. But I can already see a bunch of coding problems with that.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. And Minwi was referencing what happened to me and him the other day when we were in a group together accidentally.
Your companions
I was
popped out or went away?
I was in archive with a companion, and he and I were grouped together, and he dropped the group, and it pulled me out of accidentally, and I hadn't finished.
Okay.
It happens. It's okay. It was an accident. It was me also, because it was like, are you sure you... I was like selling stuff, and I was going through, and I was... Yeah, it's okay. It happens.
You know what?
Rip.
This is a crazy episode, so I'm allowed to have wall of crazy ideas. It's a beautiful part about this episode. So yeah, storage was one of the other options on that list.
I want more options for housing storage.
God, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you lock them behind crowns.
Honestly, at this point, me either. I know
don't
that
care.
I know that's unattainable for some people, or endeavors, or earnable, like the tables, the crafting tables. Like you have to do them with writs.
Are the boxes
Writ
available
vouchers.
for endeavors?
No.
It's a crown item.
I don't know.
If somebody's currently in game on the stream right now, could you check to see if you can purchase the in-house storage boxes for endeavors?
I don't believe so, because they're attainable with writ vouchers or crowns, right?
That's
so
why
endeavors would seem a little weird to me. So it's writ vouchers
I forgot
or crowns.
that you could do writ vouchers. See, so you know what? I'm going to counter that statement. It's not unattainable, because there is a way in the game to get the item without paying any more money than just buying the game. And if I'm going to rub someone the wrong way by saying this, but if somebody says that is an unattainable goal, master writs are not that hard. Go pick every plant you find and mine every node you find when you're running through the world. If you don't have ESO Plus, that's where I will say, okay, I see the challenge.
And
Fine.
if you don't have add-ons. Do you know how many writs I do on PlayStation?
None.
Only my daily writs. I don't do anything for writ vouchers. I have like 30. It's so bad. But I do them on PC.
How many resources do you have?
A lot.
And do you have a dedicated
But that's
crafter?
just because I've been playing just my main. But that's because I've been playing the game for 10 years.
Yeah.
So I've caught up. I've only been playing on PC for a few years, and I'm almost completely caught up to my PlayStation account, and it's because of the fact that it's easier with add-ons.
Fair. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, there you go. Minimi Pro. Chest. 2,000 crowns, 200k Telvar, or 200 RIP vouchers. So there you go.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that your idea is not...
I know.
You know.
I understand that. Yeah. And if you're doing the coffers, then it's half of those costs. So 1,000 crowns, 100,000 Telvar, and 100 RIP vouchers. Yeah. You can only, in my opinion, you can only kind of cater to the mass demographic in so many ways. And in this way, it's like they're giving you 3 different ways. And if you're going to say, well, I don't PvP and I don't craft, well, then I guess if you want these items, you're going to have to spend money on them. Well, I can't afford it. Oh, I don't know what to tell you. You don't want to play half the game. I said it. I'm sorry. I said it. You don't want half the game is
Can't
either
wait for that email.
Imperial City or crafting writs. They're two polar opposite ends to the spectrum of the game. And I know
They are.
people
They
that
are.
do mass crafting and don't have ESO Plus, and I know it's possible. It is possible, especially now with the sticker book and the transmutation stations. Definitely possible. It is
Oh yeah, it made it way more
definitely
attainable.
possible. You know, if you were to ask me this 5 years ago, I would say, no, I think it actually is quite limiting and very locked behind ESO Plus. But now that they did away with the keeping the items, like I had boxes full of items stored of just set pieces. Now that that's done with, we're great. Sorry, I know, Sniper, Peanuts hot takes. Moving right along. New, smaller zone. What is a zone that you would like to see coming up in the future?
I don't know. I wasn't prepared with an answer for that. I don't know. What about you? He wants Thras
Well-
for the slots. Oh, I wouldn't mind seeing another. Let me think about this. Yeah, I kind of agree with Dre. I wouldn't mind the Tenmar, like the Tenmar Forest.
Where is that?
If I remember correctly, that's that little strip that's between the two elsewhere. Like, it's that little strip of land that we have nothing in.
Okay,
Hold
yeah,
on.
yeah. Yep.
I'll link ya.
Central elsewhere. Got it.
Yeah, it's right in the middle.
Yeah. That's good.
So it's the Tenmar jungle. It's between Torval and Senchal, basically.
There is one in this in the notes here about maybe Malmer, a zone involving the Malmer.
No, I don't. Okay, so
You
I
take
wasn't
that back.
necessarily leading. I wasn't necessarily leading into it with that. So this was just going to be my tinfoil hat moment for a second.
Oh,
And
did I just totally blow the top off of your tinfoil hat moment? Should we put a pause on
You
it and
did.
continue on with our conversation and then move to this?
no, it's okay. Unless
Okay.
you're ready to move on. I'm good with whatever.
Well, I was going to agree with Minwi Pro, who said that Thras and maybe even looking at some areas outside of Tamriel that are nearby.
That's what
Smaller
I was going to say.
continents.
I would love that, or maybe some of the other additional islands that have been mentioned but never actually gone to. Solstheim, that's up there, right? Piandania, yep, that would be great. That would, you would think that for a chapter size thing, though. Yeah. Minwi, until we hit Akavir in a game, everything is just, okay, neat. Yeah, I think it would be fun to see some of that. I really would actually like the Shivering Isles, truly, and that's
Yep.
the Oblivion fan in me. I think Shivering Isles, they could do so much with it, much with it. So yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
I will add on to something that I had mentioned earlier on in a conversation we had behind the scenes, and that's when I was doing some farming for some resources. I had pulled up Harvest Map and I'd opened up all the different nodes, and I actually started cycling through some of the zones, and I noticed that there are some chunks of zones that actually don't have areas that are fully explorable. They're kind of just either locked behind a small quest or whatever. And sorry, Minwi. They're kind of locked behind either a quest. So I'll use Somerset as the example. There's a whole bottom quadrant of Somerset that's actually not explorable unless you've done the quest for it. There were no harvesting nodes or anything like that. It'd be really cool if they went back to some of those zones and, if geographically possible, made them an area to maybe put a quest and maybe a new way, add another way shrine in. Add a new way shrine to some area and make it so that you can explore something different, and maybe there's a small little story in that area. There's a couple small islands off the coast of High Isle and Amanos and around the Sisters. It's not just the three big islands. There's also some smaller islands in there that would be really neat if we could explore those as well. It would just be nice to have some more landmass to explore, some more opportunities for chest drops, maybe another random encounter or something like that. But the base game is quite full. There is quite a large area of the base game. Up until about, I believe it was about Elsewhere or Western Skyrim, actually, I would say, because Western Skyrim was very, very open. And then it kind of dropped off a little bit in terms of explorable areas. They kind of locked the quest into these small little hubs. So it would be nice to see some of those areas explorable.
I agree.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see some of those. I would like more Dark Brotherhood stuff too.
Yeah. Let's revisit the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild. Let's have another quest story around those two things, because those were like what? Those were like first 2
Those are
years?
some of
like OG. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great.
How about free teleporting from the front door of your house?
Ooh.
I can't believe
That
I
would
even
be
have
cool.
to ask for that. But either give me a way shrine, as somebody in chat had mentioned, as a furnishing, or let me teleport for free out of my house.
That would be interesting.
Put a cooldown on it so that it can't be abused.
Yeah.
But if I go to my house for free and I'm inside my house and I want to leave my house, I should be able to teleport out for free every 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes or so. Put the same cooldown you have on way shrines on it, but make it 0 at the end of it so that it can't be abused and I can't just like go and do a dolmen and then come back to my house and then use that as the way between. But anyways.
Okay. Yeah, more Planes of Oblivion as well. Yeah.
Definitely.
That's another great suggestion from the chat. I agree.
More Cold Harbor.
I agree. I guess.
More gooey ectoplasm zones. Void plasm. Sorry, it was void plasm, wasn't it?
I'm okay. I don't need more of that necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready to put on your tinfoil hat?
Is it tinfoil hat time yet?
It's tinfoil hat. Let me hear your tinfoil hat. I want to hear it.
Okay. So I'm going to tinfoil hat for 1 second, and then I'm going to go to what I actually think we're doing. So here's my tinfoil hat. You know how there's that bug on console right now for the skins? Makes everybody look really pale, kind of weird looking. What if it's because Malmer are coming? I know, that's a weird connection. I was joking. I was saying, what if it was a bug because of the way the Malmer look? And it got, like, patched in funny? That's totally not what's happening. That was my tinfoil hat. But also, what made me think of it...
thing, though.
But what made me think of it is, look at all the Malmer stuff that's currently coming out this month. The things that are suggested in that, some of the stuff we just went over. Malmer, Worm Cult, basically, right? No, not really, but
well,
maybe, yeah. Mage's Guild, like that stuff. And then, what was the other one? Oh, there's lots of Argonian things right now. So I was kind of like, huh, that's a little interesting. And then I was like, what if this weird bug happened because they were putting in some new, like, character models for things? I'm not saying that we're getting, like, a Malmer playable race or anything crazy like that.
You heard it right here on March 31st, 2025.
No.
We're confirming we are getting a Malmer playable race.
No, you stop that. You stop that. That is not what I said. What I said jokingly is what happened if there was a bug because of something that they were putting in. That would be wild.
Would be kind of funny, actually. Could you imagine
would be
the
kind of funny.
conversation that Rich would have to have with somebody being like, so what did we learn?
Rich is like, so,
You know those lore seekers that we just brought on to the content creation team? Yeah,
good.
They've caught on to what we're doing, and we're going to have to dismiss them.
Oh. That would make me so sad.
Team Jaws and the Sea Elves.
The new band.
Name.
The new band. That's the new band that we're getting together during the Jesters Festival. sea elves.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud and happy to introduce Himja's Emma Seals. Put your hands together. Yay!
Gray said, we're going to have to silence them.
That's it. 2025 Dark Brotherhood. All going after Loreseekers. You know that Loreseeker that's hanging out in Skyrim?
First album, Muddy Puddles.
Muddy Puddles.
Your eyes are like muddy puddles.
The first sign of us being targeted for being silenced is going to be that Loreseeker in Solitude. She'll just show up
she's
dead.
just gonna disappear. She's
She'll
just
show up
dead and laying on.
Yeah, just dead with
just
a
dead
red
laying
hand
outside
across
of
her face.
Oh no. Yeah. No. That's literally a stupid tinfoil hat. It was just so silly. I was like looking through the stuff and I was like, man, there's a lot of Malmer stuff in this release. And then I was like, what if the skins that are happening right now kind of look weirdly Malmery? And I was like, I'm gonna put on a tinfoil hat for the episode tonight and say that it's a connection, even though it's not. Well, I don't know that it's not, but I don't know. Anyway, could be fun.
So, the
what do I
region that
actually
you're
think was happening?
thinking, yeah, do you want to say it at the same time? Say what race we're going to focus on.
Argonians.
Yeah, Argonians. We didn't do it at the same time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, let's try again.
Okay, ready? Okay, so on the count of 3, I want you to say what race you think is gonna be the one that we're gonna focus on. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Argonians.
Lizard people.
Sea elves.
No, I think it's gonna be Argonians. In all honesty, I think there's been a lot pointing to that. Also, Imga.
Oh my god.
We're going to finally see the monkeys with capes.
Would you like to summon Cashback? Because that's how you summon Cashback.
Imga. If they ever put Imga in this game, I don't care what he's doing. I don't care what he's podcasting. I'm inviting that man back on the show. I don't care. It does not matter. It does not matter.
What if they bring back the Dwemer?
He will be. Then Jibs has to come on, but he will be on the show.
Imga and the Dwemer.
He will be on the show that we talk about Imga.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that will be the day.
No, I actually think we're focusing on Argonians. If I'm being completely honest, there's been a lot of things pointing at that. There's a lot of talk about jungle province or like jungle-y sort of stuff, and I think that Black Marsh has some good regions that could be similar to that. Yes,
Are we going to get a new explorable zone this year? Even if it's small.
I say yes. Yes.
You think we're going to get a small zone?
I do.
Or do you think we're getting a full size?
I think that it will be...
Like maybe the Reach?
Okay. Really wild. I think it is going to be a smaller zone, and I think they could potentially announce it now, but I think all they will do on April 10th is they will tease it for quarter 3-4, and it will be when they work on increasing the overland content, and it's going to be Craglorn 2.
Oh.
Like a Craglorn style zone.
Interesting thought, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been a long time since they've done large group focused content.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What if for the Craglorn 2.0 that they might bring, that we're Wall of Crazying, they bring back 24-man groups?
Oh my lord.
Can you 24-man? Can you imagine doing?
No, we need to work on Cyrodiil first. No.
But small scale instance zones.
No.
Like a trial, but it's a zone, and it's 24-man groups.
That's making me nervous. I'm starting to get the sweats just thinking about that.
But you're not having conflicting players using items against one another.
That's true.
It's going against a predefined combat situation.
That's true.
Limited parameters. They did also do testing of what happens when we put large groups of people. And this was for Cyrodiil specifically, but I can't imagine that they're not taking some of this information, also applying it to other scenarios. But what if they took some of the Roback group fighting that they did and they apply
like that
what
data?
How do we manage large swaths of people in one same area? I mean, we
Maybe.
already technically do like 48 to 80 people sitting on a dolmen during the dolmen
Yeah,
events.
I don't think in Overland they would do more than 12 unless it was going to be some giant heinous world boss thing that only ever happens like
Me-
once a month.
Giga trial.
Giga trial. That would be wild. I
Can you
don't know.
imagine that? That would be cool.
I don't. It would be really cool, but we already have hard enough time getting groups of 12 for some people. 24 would be just
Well, I know a lot
that's
of people
wild.
make comments about how some of the trial content is a little too easy. I don't find
Yeah.
them easy. I find them to be challenging enough for me that it piques
Yeah.
my interest. But Wall of Crazy trial, 24-man trial where parts of the trial requires your group to break up into 2 groups of 12 or 4 groups of 6 to complete
Ooh.
obstacles. So they're longer running, but they require a dynamic where your group needs to make sure that you spec your trial group the right.
Kind of like Hell Raw, an up down.
Yep.
That would be cool. That is a wall of crazy.
How about 24 groups of 1?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
You need to face
I would be
tank,
that
heal,
person
and
that's like, help me, I'm dead.
DPS. I'm in the ground.
Anyway. Yeah.
So,
Okay, wait, back to Argonians though, really
yes,
quick.
sorry.
No, that's okay. I think good chance Black Marsh. Good chance would love to see someplace like Soul Rest. That hasn't been done. That would be cool. Also, what about Duskfall?
You're going to have
Like,
to
we don't-
expand on that a little bit.
Okay. So, Duskfall is basically the decline of like Saxleal civilization, right?
Okay.
There's not really much known about the time period, which gives Zos plenty of wiggle space to do whatever they kind of want with story. Nobody really knows why the change happens. All we know is that it had to do with histories, I think, basically. Like, it's pretty unclear what it is. They just describe it as, like, the hist led the way. Argonians wiggle. I see what you did there. Yeah. It's kind of this whole thing about, like, the hist revealing the path of what should be going on during the event.
Okay.
So there's a lot more to it than that, but at the same time, not a lot to it. We don't know a whole lot about it. So I think it would be kind of interesting for them to explore that. It's basically this sort of like shift history playable race. That's really that. So here's, okay, Minwee brought it up because he and I were talking about this the other day. This is one of the other reasons why I was kind of like, ooh, now I really feel like it's Argonians. That Lore Masters archive that we had the other day,
Yeah.
that is talking about
The
Sister
one you
Chana
read
and all that stuff.
and put live?
Yes. And also, do you remember how there was the Udhendra Nibinu or whatever it was that I mentioned in that? We don't know a lot about it. It relates to Topal the pilot. Topal went up the river, and then he met the lizard people who are speaking weirdly, and they had to figure out how to translate the words and things like that. And then we found out they had elder scrolls, and that they basically gave them away. Like,
Oh.
what if... Okay, this is really off the wall. Bear with me for a second.
Bearing.
I don't think these two things necessarily relate, but we're talking tinfoil hat stuff here, right? What if the Argonians giving away those was sort of the catch point of Duskfall? What if that was the hist being like one of two ways? Either they were like really pissed that happened, and they went, oh, well, we'll tell you all about what's going to go on. And it sort of made this like shift in Argonian culture. Or what if it was the other way? Like, I don't know. Yeah, like the scrolls were the wards, exactly, of the hist. Like, the hist, what if they knew what was in the scrolls and they were upset because they were basically given to Topal and to his enchanter? I know. I'm like, we are really squirrely here. I know. And I would need like a lot more research and reference and things like that. But I just found it so interesting that we've had content come out on scrolls, ancestor moths, and stuff like that. And then we have that sort of mention of the Topol the pilot bits and pieces. And it specifically calls out essentially like Argonian culture in many ways. But it doesn't get too specific. It just gives us a little like, so I think there's a good chance that we could go to Black Marsh. I think there's a good chance. I would love to see something with Duskfall or like learn a little bit more about it. But I don't exactly know what because I'm not truthfully great at that lore. I always kind of research and learn as I go. So my tinfoil hat is what if the scrolls had something to do with the Hist and sort of that transition between Duskfall. I think that could be very cool. Anyway, I know.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah. So maybe that's what we're going to get. I would love to see some more content on that. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I also do think we're going to get more. If you look at the achievements in game currently that were put in during the last patch, we see that there's things having to do with Worm Cult, stuff like that. So I think we may have a couple things happening simultaneously. It would not surprise me if like the initial stuff that we get for this one is sort of this like, hey, let's go back and visit some of these original storyline pieces with Mana Marco and with the Worm Cult and things like that. And then like maybe the next one is
They might lead into that kind
yeah,
of thing, right?
leading into something like that, or I don't know.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Minwee says 25 is quality of life centric. That is true. I definitely agree. They are really working hard to try and make things better in game, whether that be, you know, graphics, you know, I don't know. Yeah, CP, stuff like that.
Training.
Cyrodiil in general, because everybody's complaining about it. Which we haven't even touched that. You know, I don't really think that needs a wall of crazy because we've already discussed some of the ways that we think it could be better, or ways that we can. Yeah, Cyrodiil has been Volendrunged too many times for us to even go into that again. So, anyway, that's sort of my wall of crazy, if you will.
No, I would say, based on how ZOS tends to release some of their Crown Store stuff, they tend to like foreshadow with the Crown Store what kind of direction
I think so.
goes.
I think so too. I think people don't always catch on, but I do think they do that.
If you look back at some of the things that they've released, and then you look at the Crown Store showcases for those periods of times, it typically there is some ties in there, and we've seen a lot of Argonian centric stuff coming up in the last year. There's also been
and
quite
last
a bit
year
of
there was Wood Elf.
Yeah, exactly. So there is definitely a correlation between the two. They kind of get everyone into the whole thing, or envious of like, oh, cool, you know, I'll catch it the next time around, and then all of a sudden it goes Argonian centric, like, oh, I should have grabbed that when it was available, and then suddenly they'll tease that in a later thing, be like, hey, we brought it back, and then everyone will grab it. So,
watch, it's going to be something so wildly off what we are talking about. It's going to be something way out that no one has come up with yet.
We're
like
going to Cyrodiil.
Some wild thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will say though, say we have a pretty good track record though.
We have some really good people, like a really good group of people that do a lot of digging.
But even beyond that, I mean, just you and I talking about stuff on shows, we have a pretty good track record of guesses over the past few years.
Every year I've said Whiterun or Winterhold or potentially even Riverwood, and I've yet to see those happen. So.
Okay, I have a really good...
That's better. That's much better.
Okay, but the year that happens, it's going to be so joyous, and I'm going to stand up and I'm going to cheer for you, and it's going to be great.
The year that happens is I would probably cry if we got a Whiterun DLC. I'd probably cry. I would cry the first minute that I got to walk through the front gates of Whiterun, and I looked to the right, and there was an armory shop right there with a person standing out there hammering. And then you've got the little werewolf faction up in the corner who I can't remember the name of.
Me either.
But, yeah.
Anyway.
Let's I think we've pretty much beaten our Wall of Crazy. We could go on and on for hours about Wall of Crazy.
I was going to
so
say,
many
we could
different
go for
things.
hours and hours, but
Yeah,
we don't need to.
absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about some guild announcements. We mentioned in the last episode, if you haven't listened, we talked a little bit about some of the different events that we run. So that's not gonna be something that we're gonna talk about every single episode, but we'll bring it up every once in a while as things change or adjust, or just as a reminder. But PCNA, there's PvP stuff rotating with myself, Courting Onyx and Lady Fancy Feet, along with many other things. We've got lots of different kind of events for multi-platform stuff kind of brewing in the background, and some ideas coming up. The summit that you attended really kind of opened some ideas and started kind of getting some gears spinning in the heads of some events that we can run inter-platformed or multi-platforms. So that's definitely something that's happening. Vengeance has ended as of the date of recording for this, so that is a big thing. Yes, Cyrodiil is now back to its normal insane self. So I unfortunately did not get an opportunity to play on the Vengeance test week. I was busy with work, and also with the launch of Darkside, I was doing that. So it kind of took my attention. But I get a lot of Cyrodiil time myself, so I'm not too upset. But I did hear it was quite the success. So I'm glad people had fun and it was enjoyable. And, who knows? They'll probably do something like that in the future. But we did get a comment on our socials from the last episode. It was
This had
Tavern
me
Talks
cackling.
7, and it was in reference to a comment that I made about listening. We basically bring podcasts to your ear holes, and the response came from one of our good friends, Crown ESO, and they said, Can one listen though not their ear holes?
I don't know.
I think the comment was supposed to say, "Can one listen through not their ear holes?" You could stick the microphone over your mouth, but I don't think it'd have the same effect.
Well, technically, you could, but it would require additional tech, or you would have. I hate you right now. It would require additional tech or subtitles, closed captioning, so you could technically watch, listen.
You could visually listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but thank you very much for the comments. So if you are one of those people that loves to make comments on podcasts and episodes, by all means, leave us a comment. We love to hear them. And we love to hear from you guys all the time. Send us an email, please. But this has been episode number 14. It is 2025. We are now 3 years in. Wow.
Yeah.
You and I have been doing this for 3 years.
Wait, has it been 3? I thought it was 2.
We just had our 7th anniversary, didn't we?
Yeah, and we had Jibs and
we
Cash on
hosted
the 5th.
5 year, 6 year, 7 year. That's 3 years. It's been 3 years, Bacon. We started this in 2022.
I don't think so.
Late 2022, our first episode, I believe, launched. Either way, we're pushing 3 years.
I don't know, but you know what we never did? Introduce ourselves.
So let's do that right now before we play the Bannered Mare. Thank you for joining us, everybody. My name is Toasted Peanut, and I have been joined by my best friend and co-host, Gone Crazy back soon. How are you doing, Gone Crazy?
I'm doing great. We've had a great show.
We absolutely have had a great show, and it's going to be an absolutely fantastic show going forward. Done. I am now going to cut this out of our episode.
No! Leave it there.
Okay. We're not going to do that.
We'll see.
Nailed it. PBCL, absolutely. We nailed it.
You know what else is great?
What's that?
When the Bard plays the Bannered Mare.
I agree. The Bard... Hey, excuse me! Are you done drinking? Okay.
How much did they have? Is it going to be bad?
Do you think you could still potentially play the song? Yeah? Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. She's walking over right now. And he's grabbing his loot, and he's holding it over my head. No, don't hit me. No, just play the song. Just play the song, please. Don't tell him to hit me.
Professional streamers, part of the creator program, everyone.
This is true.
That's what you said. We're the ones that they keep around for the jokes, I guess.
This is very true.
We love
As
it. We're
said-
honored.
As said earlier, this has been episode number 14 of the Loreseekers ESO podcast. Thank you very much for hanging out with us in the tavern on this impromptu last-minute episode. We love being here with all of you guys. And if you have been listening to us through your ear holes or other ways of listening to us other than visually...
Nope. We had a mistake earlier, and we are not even going to broach any of those things. No.
You should be informed that you actually can watch us stream live on Twitch at Loreseekers ESO. Head on over there when we're live. You'll see that the little notification is there. Follow us and put the alert notification on so that when we do go live, you can catch our live episodes. There's lots of shenanigans. There's lots of conversation. It is a great time and a lot of fun, and we love having you guys part of the show. So you can follow us on social media. Where can they follow us, Bacon?
They can follow us on Twitch over at Loreseekers ESO, which maybe you're here right now doing that. You can also follow us on X, formerly Twitter, at Loreseekers ESO, on Blue Sky as Loreseekers ESO, or if you'd like to send us an email, you can send us an email at our original OG email for the podcast, loreseekercast@gmail.com. Yes. Where can they find you when you're not here in the tavern with me, Toasty Peanut?
Well, if I'm not here in the tavern enjoying my favorite people and company, you can find me on my own personal Twitch at Toasted Peanut, peanut spelled with a 3. You can find an account by my name on X, Twitter, but I've pretty much abandoned it, but it is at Toasted Peanut, peanut spelled with a 3. You can also find me in a few Discords at Toasted Peanut, peanut spelled with a 3, and also on Blue Sky at Toasted Peanut, again, peanut spelled with a 3. So go ahead, drop me a follow. Would love to have you there. Bacon, I know you're in all sorts of different social media platforms. Where can they find you?
You can find me in a million different Elder Scrolls Discords, as well as on Twitch sometimes on my own channel at Gone Crazy Back Soon. You can also find me on X at Katie Stunt Show. That's the one that's a little bit different just because of how long I've had that account. And everywhere else, pretty much you can find me either as Gone Crazy Back Soon or Gone Crazy Back SN due to character limits. So the SN version is on the PlayStation Network and on the PC, actual name. So that's where you can find me.
Fantastic. If you are listening right now and you'd love to be part of an absolutely fantastic community of like-minded, lore-loving individuals that play the Elder Scrolls Online, you can join our Discord. Head on over to loreseekers.club for the invite link to the community, and all you need to do is fill out a quick little questionnaire, a few questions, and we will be looking those questions over and inviting you in. Don't forget, Bacon, what should they not forget to do as well?
I don't know, because I forgot. What is
They
it?
should not forget to give us a 5-star review on Apple and Spotify.
Oh!
It was a really terrible segue. I'm sorry.
You threw that at me, and I was typing and thinking about something else, and I was like, oh no, it's finally happened. I don't know what he wants me to talk about.
Yes, it helps us be more visible within the podcasting community, and it also brings people to the guild. For every 5-star review on Apple Podcast, we will share it live on the show. As well, any 5-star, 5-heart reviews that you give us on Spotify, we will also share right here on the live show as we did earlier today.
Hey, I'm going to go out on a limb and say something.
Okay, go for it.
I think that we should try and release something right after the announcement. Or do something right after the announcement.
Hey, do you think we should start a podcast?
Maybe.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, let's do it.
Should we possibly maybe go live on the 10th immediately following their live?
No, because I'm working.
Oh,
But you can do it if you want.
I could do it.
We'll see. Maybe we'll have something up our sleeves.
Keep your eyes on the podcast website because there might be some content showing up very quickly.
Website? When do we have a website?
Sorry, on the podcasting website. Keep your eyes open on the podcast.
A single peanut walks into a tavern. Now write your own joke.
He sits down at the bar and says, "Hey, barkeep, I'd like a glass of your fanciest ale." And he hands me a cup of rot meth. Turns out it was you.
I was going to say, that's just me.
Fantastic. Thank you everyone for being here. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. And we will see you next time right here in the tavern. Keep your eyes, a weathered eye, on the horizon, because I think after the launch or after the announcement, you're going to see another release show up in your podcatcher.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
We'll see.
All right, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks for being here. Grab another drink on your way out. Enjoy the evening, and we'll see you next time.
Dilly freaking dilly.
Damn rights. Let's pop open the recording. I have
Check.
9 Discord messages. Why do I have 9 Discord messages? Ready? And
Don't worry about it.
2, 1, stop. File.
Killed it.
Save.
Whack the courier, tip the bard.
Whack the courier, tip the bard. I love it.
Well, you know, the lunar lattice gives whole new meaning.
My goodness. All right, let's go show some love to another ESO streamer while we're here. We have a few people here in the chat, so nobody go anywhere. Hang tight. Bacon's already, I could see the reflection in your glasses. You've already got Twitch open and you're looking. You're
I did
scurrying around.
I did have it. We got Jimmy J Shabadoo. Or do you want to pop in? Do you want to pop in on? Let's see. We've also got the Nine-Tailed Foxes. They are live, but I think we rated them last time, right?
We did. We have rated them at least the last 3 raids ago.
Okay, then let's go to Jimmy JJ. Shabadoo.
JJ? All right, so we're gonna go /raid and at Jimmy JJ SHA Badu 10 2 O's
U BADU JIMMY JJ SHABADU.
Thank you, Minwee. This is why we have an amazing mod. Head on over there. Go show some good old Loreseeker
Somebody give that guy a raise.
You can have 2 moon sugars this time. Fantastic. Head on over there. Let's go show some Loreseeker love to them. Thank you again for being here on our impromptu last-minute episode that we did. And we'll see you guys next time. Have a great night, everybody. Go show some Loreseeker love. Drop that lore in their chat. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
It's just I can't actually click the raid now option.